Hello friends, this is Odds, and you might have noticed in your own games I have that now survivors are running the perk Calm Spirit more and more. Other folks also seem to be picking up on this trend, and the reason why survivors are running this otherwise very mediocre perk that almost no one bothered to run before is because it's one of the few ways you can actually counter ultimate weapon. This is a perk from Alien that's becoming more and more popular that has insane tracking potential. It's possibly or definitely the best tracking perk in the game right now. And some people argue that it's too strong. Some people argue that survivors are just too afraid to be spotted and they should just need to get better in chase. But it really shows how strong it is when we compare it to other perks of the same type. Let's talk about some of the scream type perks like Death Mount. This perk has many difficult trigger conditions. You can run it and sometimes not even get it to trigger a single time in chase. Spies from the Shadows would also get countered by Calm Spirit, but it's a very mediocre perk that most killers don't bother running. Thwack and Infectious Fright are a little bit more competitive. They will make survivors scream and interrupt them, but they only happen once when you down and once when you hook and then break something, which is not easy to spam. If you get these perks and don't find any information from them, you don't really get a chance to do it again until you find someone, until at least a little while later. So these are not perks that can be easily spammed, and thus they're not super popular. A few perks that are a bit more popular are the auto-breeding add-ons. These are some of the more common ones. With Barbecue and Chili and Floods of Rage, you will see people's autos when they hook and unhook survivors. Lethal will let you see them at the start. Nowhere to Hide will let you see survivors around you when you kick a generator. But all of these perks can be dodged by anti-aura reading perks on the survivor side. So if they're on Distortion, or if they have Off the Record, or they are the last survivor with, say, Soul Survivor, they can dodge these perks. And even if they don't dodge them, most auto reading perks are somewhat predictable, and the survivor might know that they're in play. And at the end of the day, even if they know that they're in play, they are not interrupting the survivor. The survivor can still finish a sensitive action, and these perks don't stop them or anything, like the screaming type. So they are a little bit easier to deal with. We then have also perks that track generators and survivors without necessarily relying on auras, such as these four. With Kyle O'Brien and Surveillance and even Discordance, you might find one or multiple survivors on a gen, but when you show up there, you're not guaranteed to find the survivor that you're looking for. The survivors could have left a few seconds ago. These perks don't really tell you exactly when the action is happening, when it stops, so it's not very, very accurate. And some of them, like Thrill and Tremors, have cooldowns that are pretty significant, and if you play with this perk long enough, you'll notice that many times you'd like to use it, you can't because there's a hefty 60-second cooldown. Well, all of these issues that I talked about are just gone when we talk about Ultimate Weapon. Ultimate Weapon has a very short cooldown. Unlike the other Screamy type perks, it doesn't just work in one area of the map. When you open a locker, you can go around the entire map until your turret has enveloped the entire place, and you will probably find all survivors, including the one that might be injured that you really want to find, which is really difficult to avoid for survivors. This also interrupts them, which means that if they're doing a jigsaw puzzle box or some other sensitive action like a totem, that if it gets interrupted, it goes back to zero. Well, this perk will make it go back to zero. And it doesn't have the counterplay of running Distortion, which is a pretty decent perk. Instead, you have to dedicate Calm Spirit if you want to avoid this perk, or maybe try your best at getting into a locker to avoid it. But of course, because it has a very simple trigger condition of opening a locker, the killer can do it multiple times, as often as they want, and cut off all kinds of searching, tracking, and get rid of all of that just in favor of this perk. It's such a good perk that you don't need multiple tracking anymore. You could dedicate the other 3 perk slots to having very strong slowdown or lethality if your killer needs that. So it's no wonder this perk is popular, and I imagine it will continue to be even more popular. Let's play around with it just to show you how disgusting it can be on a very strong killer too, so that you can see how much damage you can do. Alright. So initially I was thinking of doing this on Nurse, and maybe if you're good you could do it on Blight. But then I thought, what's a killer that I'm actually good at, where I want to find survivors at like a specific time? And Plague Sim's kind of nice for that, doesn't she? I could pick up this fountain and open this locker. Locker first. No one in my turret radius. I got 30 seconds. Like, I feel like if this was a normal perk, in line with other people. Oh, this person's well out of position. Well, maybe a bit too out of position, huh? Yeah, okay. I was like, where are they? Good sprint burst. Wait, no, it's not as good sprint burst if you go nowhere. We're 110 when we hold puke, so don't mind me. So that guy in the shack, not in such a good spot. This girl here in a terrible spot. So I go for her. But then to go in, he drops it. And cooldown is still in. Oh, they missed the skill check. That's a bit unlucky. Imagine if we could puke through that gap. I think it's maybe possible. A bit unlikely though. Oh, you can puke through this though. Ah, not anymore. They put lockers in here. What? That was a hit? How was that a hit? Yeah, well, hold up. Nice sprint burst from Nia. Does she make... Nice. Oh, I choked on my aspirations there. Oops. My bad. Careful. I'm gonna do this just to find flashy savers. Yeah, where are you? Let's just puke on you. Let's do it. Unfortunate. He tried to chain blind. Good enough. Alright, that should be good. We could have been a bit more ambitious, but 2 downs this early with no other perks, and I still have 1 fountain for later is pretty good. The gem to finish was by main. Okay, gotcha. Let's break this. Oh, we also got Shack Pilot out of the way, which is really nice. I remember last time I played Plague in this map, I was playing in a tournament. I got my ass kicked, by the way. And immediately, the first person I chased, immediately pre-dropped Shack Pilot. And I had a red fountain. It was really good. I didn't catch them in time. Yeah. They did some... I managed to recover and get a few hook stages out of that match, but it was really bad. I only got like 4 or so, or 5. I don't need to look around myself. Unless I have Calm Spirit, I guess. We can just go and be super aggressive. And if we put the A's or the other Nia into... Oh! Oh, we do have a Calm Spirit user! Hey, yo! What's up? Well, I can still use my eyes, I guess. Okay. Don't know about that, but... Didn't quite stick it. Damn. Excuse me? Wow, I didn't know I could miss that badly. My bad. That was kind of my hope there. She needs to use the tree to get distance behind her. No, she doesn't. Oh, they finished this as well. We're at 2 gens already. Nice. I was gonna say, dude, if he gets away with that, that would be crazy. He almost did. If he had resilience, maybe? Maybe? He could have crouched underneath the pallet fast enough. Not something you want to try, but it's the last resort. One of the things that that team did that really blew my mind is they vaulted a pallet and they immediately, you know, crouched on like the taller part of the pallet. And it made me miss, and it was pretty cool. So after this, they have everyone injured. And even though I no longer have any fountains, because I only had 1 apple, I mean, I can just do this, I guess. See if I can find the person that matters the most right now. Hold up. Wait, that guy might not have Calm Spirit after all. Maybe it was during cooldown and I messed up or something. Oh. Whereabouts are you? There's multiple people here, aren't there? Let's break this. Oh, she was waiting in the wrong spot. This girl is dead on hook, same as Ace. Do you think they'll just sit on gens and do them very aggressively? That could have been a dead heart, by the way. Watch out. My bad. Yeah, wait it out if it's in the open. It feels bad to eat a dead heart if they time it perfectly on a pallet. But at least you're under pressure and it's hard to avoid. But eating a dead heart, that was just... You could have just waited like half a second. That feels even worse. Everyone's infected, and I don't think they're going to bother with the cleansing. Oh, you want me to chase you? Oh yeah, sure. In a minute. By the way, if someone wants to chase you like this, number one, they're not dead on hook. She doesn't have Come Spirit. They're not dead on hook. They have MFD, they have resilience, and 65 second chance perks. So that's why. Oh, by the way, I guess on Plague, this is kind of nasty. This would, yeah, if you were doing a fountain, you would be interrupted, I guess. Do you think we can bloodlust this? I don't think so. We can break this though. And he's in a really bad corner. What is he doing? That hard. 100%. Yeah. Only reason he didn't start running is because he counted on that, I suppose. He's dead now. It would be suicidal for them to cleanse right now. I could have a stupid add-on to get a, you know, Oh wait, he's not dead on hook. Oh, it's my bad. Wait, did I not down him before? Yeah, why did I think he was dead on hook? Oops, my bad. There you go. Okay, that was really, really at the edge of what's possible. We did that like as early as humanly possible. Yeah, my bad then. Whoever rescued didn't scream. She might have gotten out of the way quick or gotten into a locker. Ooh. Nice, we're 1 gen. Okay, they're putting up a fight, these guys. I guess it's catching up to us, the fact that we don't have any perks right now. To slow down the game, at least. Pretend to break. If she makes it to the next loop, I think she's out of trouble. Here, I'm gonna probably be able to kill her. No. Not right away. Oh, wait a minute. I see what's going on. Why would you do this? Is this bait? Maybe this was bait. He was waiting for the flashy save. Oh, but he does make it to a better pallet. Oh, wait. What was that? I'm just gonna hit you. You're probably gonna wait like 5 seconds for that hard. Nah, you don't have decisive, surely. Someone's cleansing up there? Oh, tell me it ain't so. Okay, this is actually quite difficult. Ideally, I want to find that Nia again. If I find the Nia, say I have no way out right now. If I find the Nia, I can kill her and then get someone else. And maybe this girl who's doing nothing at all. There you go. I didn't really specify this when I was talking about the perk earlier, but when you hear the scream, you know who is who. So it might become meta for survivors to... well done. For survivors to run like 4 of the same character. No joke. No joke. If you run 4 of the same character and I hear a Nia scream... Nice job, honestly. I was hoping for a mistake there. Then I don't know which Nia it is, right? Another perk that honestly really, really helps with this is Sprint Burst. Sprint Burst is amazing because if you can save the... Oh, this could be bad, actually. Hold up. Oh, you might be dead. No joke, you might be dead. Hold up. What's their endgame here? Oh, wow. I got stunned, never mind. Man, it took like a little bit longer than it should have. Yeah, we'll play, dude. You don't have any way to help her out, so yeah, you gotta go. Could have been close, though. We'll see what these swabbers brought. There's no way you can do this, man. Why were they faking? I let her go, honestly. She was out if she didn't play that risky thing. But yeah, Sprint Burst, honestly, MFD, we know that the developers have said that they're gonna nerf it at some point, right? So MFD might go down in value, let's say in the next month, 2, 3, whatever. And people are gonna wanna go back to other exhaustion perks. Lithe has always been popular. But Sprint Burst, if ultimate weapon doesn't get touched, you might want to start running it. Because you can do the thing where, you know, the killer sees your ping behind a wall and then you Sprint Burst away. If they're a bit slow and they check the one spot that they saw you, they're not going to catch up. And if they commit to you but you're ready to Sprint Burst away, that does help a bit. We only had 1 survivor running it. How many distortions they have? Only 1. Troubleshooter and Nancy, hope it helped. Did Ace have Dead Heart? He did. Would have been tough to find him at the end with Hope, but luckily we didn't have to deal with that. So yeah, so let's just have a quick analysis of this game. Plague is very good, right? Plague is very strong. With this, you have long phases of your power, 80 seconds each. You could have an extra apple if you want to be a bit more hardcore. And with this, you have 2 fountains at the start. Unfortunately, the third one at the end, we couldn't quite use. So you could bring 2 apples, or you could bring this. And this is really strong, but only as long as you find people. And normally, if you bring Lethal Pursuer, well, you're not going to find this girl. And you might not be so lucky in the mid-game after your first... this is like having multiple Lethal Pursuers throughout the game to find the specific survivor that you want, and if they don't have Calm Spirit, they just can't dodge it. In my view, this perk is way too good. It's way too good. If every other perk in the game was as good as this, then fine, then it would be okay. But considering how weak the other tracking perks are in comparison, I would say, yeah, it needs to be tweaked a little bit. Give it a longer cooldown. Maybe make it not work for as long as it does right now, so that survivors can at least, I don't know, outspace it and out-time it. And we didn't even talk about the blindness, by the way. One of the most common perks in the game is Windows of Opportunity. At my level, I don't know if it's the #1 at my MMR or in my games, but it certainly feels that way. We see it very often, and according to the stats, it's the #1 most used perk by survivors. So every time you start a chase with any of these folks, they don't see this, they don't see this. They might not even see, you know, Troubleshooter as well, which is really sad considering it's not even that insane of a perk, you know? So they lose that as well anytime they're hit by blindness. I think this perk is way too much. It's way, way too much. But you guys let me know what you think, whether you think that survivors can adapt to this and they'll come out stronger, or if, you know, if we just need to get used to seeing Calm Spirit from now on. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video very, very soon. Also, check out the pinned comment. There's going to be a very special announcement there. And if you're wondering why I used the cut coin in this match, you might want to watch that video we did on the cut coin a few weeks ago. It will explain why you might want to use it on the plate. Bis dahin, ja. Bye-bye.